Okay, good day, champions. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, reporting to you guys at 1 a.m. I know it's a bit early, uh, but I just really wanted to give this update before I go to sleep. And it's a good update. For me, it's kind of changed, my thinking for the better. I feel more positive after this experience. And so I thought, why not share it and document it? Just let it out so that because so that I remember just how I feel at this moment. I know that in the future I would forget the details and uh, you know this emotion. I think I'll forget it. So I just like to document it before I go to sleep and start a new day. Okay, so I've just been using HelloTalk lately to learn Japanese, and of course, being Vietnamese, I'm a bit curious, so I just check out some Vietnamese chat rooms as well, just on the side, and uh, and yeah, I met this girl. She's 5 years older than me, so I call her Jade, right? Ji Shin, Ji Ji Shin, something like that. I can't really say it natively, but yeah, I just call her Ji, right? Ji just means like bigger sister. Uh, yeah, so I met her and and that's where it all began. Oh my god, it, I don't know. It's just funny hanging out with her. It's interesting. Okay, so today was my second encounter. And all right, the first was like a few days ago, actually 2 days ago. That was when I first encountered her. And uh so what was happening was it was her and this Korean guy learning Vietnamese, and she just kept like asking him questions, and he clearly didn't understand anything because she speaks pretty fast and native. And he just it was just too much for him, and he was just like he was like cornered. And so I come up to like save him, but he just leaves. You could hear his voice trembling, and he just leaves. So then it's me and Shin, and at that point, uh, she thinks I'm another foreigner as well. So we just start talking, and, and I guess I can kind of communicate a little bit. And good thing about her is that she's like just native Vietnamese. She just doesn't hold back. She just goes all out. There are times when she speaks and I literally understand 0%. it's it's honestly that crazy. But yeah, I do understand her. Um, the important times, I guess. Yeah, the times I don't understand her are when she's like speaking like a book. Just just spouting like nonsense and like really descriptive words that I have no idea what what the hell it's supposed to be about. And even though I don't understand it, I still can follow the conversation just like barely. All right. Yeah, so I'm just talking, and then other Vietnamese people come. I think there's this other woman that joins up. Maybe it's her friend, and I honestly just forgotten what we were talking about. It's uh, it was only 2 days ago, but I've already forgotten. And um, yeah, she's just asking me like where I'm from, my age, my job, just those basic things that I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to get used to actually. And the thing is that I tell her a lie. I tell her my parents are both white. I'm Australian. I'm 100% Australian, which She's like, okay, because my accent isn't really, yeah, my accent, it's a bit broken. I can say words, but when there's like a sentence and stuff, it kind of starts to break up a bit. You can kind of tell it's not like native. So I guess I kind of can pass as like a white foreign dude that's learning Vietnamese. Um, the people do will get suspicious because I do pronounce words like pretty natively words, you know. So so she's like, okay, and then we just keep talking on and on, I guess. And then this third person joins. Her name is Umar. Umar. Anime profile picture, if you know Umar. And Umar is like this. I think it's a bit of a meme, eh? Yeah, it's like a meme character, and and she's being funny too. But she doesn't come up stage or anything. She's just writing in the chat, so I can't really read it, and I don't know what she was saying, but then Mario, maybe I think is Shin's friend, so I think they start arguing or something. I, honestly, at that point, argument that's like too high level for me. I, I just heard like I just remember hearing like so much words I've never heard before that I just got lost and I just followed like the basic, which was Imaru was like scared of guys, so she didn't want to go up, and then she's like, "Oh, are you interested in Danny?" And like flirting with Danny and all of that, and I'm like, "What?" But anyway, I just play along, and that's when I get hit by the big question. Jishin out of nowhere just asks, "Will you be my boyfriend?" I think she's just trying to spite Imaru, and oh my god. And the thing is, there's no awkward silence. Right? She just keeps talking, and she plays it off really well. And then, just fighting with Maru. Maru's not. I don't think Maru's even. Maru's not even like talking back. She's just like speaking by herself alone, and Maru just occasionally sends like a message, and which I can't read anyways. So I'm like holding out on just answer yes or no, right? I'm just holding out, and she asks me like 3 times, "What's your answer, Danny?" One time I didn't answer, second time I didn't answer. I'm like kind of speechless at this point, and then third time I come up with an idea, and the thing is I say, uh, "Em, wait, xin lỗi chị Shin, em chỉ yêu con mèo." Which is sorry, chị Shin, sorry, I only love cats. She's like, what kind of cat? Where's the cat? And the second lady on stage is like, oh, you just got rejected and all of that, and I think it ended well. Like I played in the joke. I don't think a yes or no would have been right. I didn't want to reject Jishin because I really like her. Uh, yeah, she sounds like a nice person, anyways. Uh, and there's Imaru as well. I didn't want to disappoint Imaru. I know you can't have it all, but I just had to meme the answer up. Yeah, and so I meme up the answer, cats, which total coincidence. Imaru just messages, "Oh, I love cats as well, so therefore Danny loves cats, and that means we like each other." I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? And then that gets Jushin even more heated up. And so, uh, and Imari wasn't lying. Later on I checked her profile and her timeline is just full of cats. I don't know how I don't know how I managed to hit that uh hit that like cat uh coincidence. I guess coincidence. No way it's fate. No way it's destiny. Unmade, right, that's the backstory. That's the first encounter. Right. Oh yeah, and I was like up at like 2 a.m. something Oh wait, that's like the same as now. Yeah, I was up at 2 a.m., something late like that, and they were just joking about how I was late because I was staying up late because I was like love sick, love heartbroken, or something like that. You know, which yeah, which really helped. And they always asked me like about if I had a girlfriend or not, which I say no, which I later learned that it's actually a trap question. No girlfriend, that means you're like there's something wrong with you. You're like you might be some kind of killer or something. That I just learned. And staying up late because you're sad about love or something, which wow, which is a good nice perspective I never thought about. And something I messed up during the first encounter was I asked Jishin for her age. Right at the beginning, I told you guys she was like 5 years older than me, and that's because I asked her age. Oh my god, and I shouldn't have done that. Like asking that, the room went silent, which was rare, which was something that uh not even asking like, will you be my boyfriend? The room doesn't go silent. That's I think they're used to that, but asking your age, that's when boom, silence. Silence with Jishin in the room is never like a good idea or like a never good sign. And you know what she responds to me with? Do you want to die? Like mày muốn chết không? That just means do you want to die? And very native Vietnamese response, I would say. And I guess she tells me like that. Yeah, she's born 1995 or something like that. Then like she asks us, actually another second mess up. Second mess up is that she asks me, hey, what age do you think I am? Like take a guess. And at this point, the second lady on stage is just like giggling and stuff. And uh, of course, I think around like 30. If I'm being honest, like 30 around. And because she kind of sounds like my mom's friends and stuff, so I just guess 30. I decided to meme it and say 42. Oh, another great mistake. But oh my god, I wish I recorded it. It was so funny. And at this point, the second lady on stage is just like bursting out laughing. And I think that kind of forced Ji Shin to. I can't say Shin, Ji because it's like Shin. Yeah, anyways, at that point, it forces her to say her age, I think. So, yeah. I don't know. She didn't seem that, like, seriously mad at me, which I think was alright. Which, luckily, I don't know how. Miracle. Anyways, yeah, that was the first encounter, which I guess uh, was how I met Jishin. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, and I just after that I kind of just messaged her the next day like xin lỗi chị, mình chỉ yêu con mèo, and I just love cats, and she replies with me with a full-on Vietnamese text which I can't really read, and so I just like voice message. Uh, yeah, I don't know. She says like I don't have a cat. It ran away, and now I'm alone. Yo, is she trolling? Anyways, yeah, and I don't play into it, of course. I just like say, I finally make her confess that she's actually not alone. She has a dog, and all of that. So I made her confess, and I just like, hey, yeah. So I have my own strategy, I guess. I don't know. You know, I'm still playing into that story of me just loving cats. Anyway, that's the wrap up for the first episode, and today was the second episode, which uh, was really great because it was just me and her, to be honest, for the most bit. If there was anyone else, like another anyone else, I would honestly just be really quiet. I don't know. I do not know like how to have a conversation with three people and so on. It's honestly, maybe I'll learn it one day. Maybe, yeah, it's not for me at this stage. Anyway, let me check my notes. Yeah. Anyway, let me try to recount what happened today. Yeah, I'm just talking with my Japanese friends, and she started a live stream, which I think she started earlier than usual. Uh, because it was like around 6 my time. So, yeah, so it was like around 4 or something for her. And yeah, I think that's earlier than usual compared to the other day where it was like 2 p.m. Well, anyways, I was just there. I think one of her friend was there. Her friend had like a new profile picture. The profile picture was a dog, and it looked. And I was just talking about how mup it got, which is like how fatter it got, and the way they describe is very Vietnamese. So I enjoyed just hearing about how fat their dog is. And something she asked me was, oh yeah, just when I first joined, I just kind of just message her like things, and then she asked me what I'm doing. I'm saying I'm eating like I'm eating rice, and gum, and she's like, oh okay, so I don't have to, there's no pressure for me to join just yet. I just listened to her and her friend with the profile picture of a fat dog just talking, and yeah, I'm just eating and just listening and just chatting, I guess. Just chatting with message, which is the weirdest thing, because I don't have I don't write tones. I don't Yeah, so it's just like English, but they can decipher the Vietnamese meaning, and sometimes I mix and match. So it's like Vietnamese, English word, Vietnamese, and that's. I think Jushin just finds that funny. I guess I hope so. I hope she finds it cute or funny, because she sounds like she tolerates it, which I feel like a native person I would honestly be really scared of doing. But it feels like it's part of my like character, because like the character I developed so far, that's what it feels like. It's just part of it, and I think she just finds it cute. So I don't. And her English is decent, I would say. Yeah, she knew like uh I've not heard her speak sentences, but I've seen her like translate words, and she knows a lot. She knows words and stuff, so she can understand. But yeah, her Vietnamese is really strong. So, anyways, I'm just talking, and then I think the second lady, right, with the fat dog profile picture. Well, that lady is like I call her like Jade, and then that's when they, these Vietnamese people, they notice very small details. They won't let you go if you if you like mess up with these small details, man. So yeah, I call her Jane, and I'm like, wait a minute, she's like 19 or something, so she's actually younger than me, which is you're not supposed to. Some since she's younger than me, then I should call her like M. So I'm like, and at that point, I kind of just say uh how at first I didn't understand, but then I think later they did, because I used like 3 English words, which was maybe a bit too much for them to understand. Like it's like Vietnamese, and English. So there's like 3 English, which was maybe too much compared to my 1 or 2 English words. Well, what I just say is that my English level is that of an 8 years old. So everyone is achieved. Like everyone is older to me, and they finally get it, and I guess that makes sense. So that kind of develops my character a bit more. Yeah, and I think at one point the second lady asks who oh no yeah someone on stage asks who am I, and at that point I just messaged that I'm a person who loves cats, and I guess that kind of hit that made her smile. So I really like hitting with these humors. I know the people do it with no effort, but I'm just starting out, and yeah, just going with the flow. So yeah, that was a win W I got today. Just making a joke, sticking to my guns. And uh, yeah, that was just me off stage. And the second half of this episode is that I go on stage. Right, the fat dog fat dog profile picture lady. She goes to work or something, and so she's all alone. Yeah, I think when she does this, is she alone all the time or something? I don't know. Well, anyways, if I wasn't there, I think yeah. Anyways, I just join up. I go up. No hesitation, just go up. Because no time to think about hesitation. I just press the button and just go up. Uh, if I think I'll probably be like too wuss to about it. Yeah. Well, anyways, I go up and we just start talking. I guess I'm like, hello, xin chào chị Xin, and uh, surprisingly, the conversation went quite well. I guess. I did my fair share of questions, and it wasn't just like all one-sided like the first time. I feel the first time was a bit one-sided because there was like three people together, and that was a bit hard for me. But for me, this was just one-on-one, which I is a lot better, a lot easier to speak. And yeah, I honestly can't really remember much about what we talked, but I think I asked her about her like uh like uh like things from we talked about from the first meeting. So how was it, like, is it still hot there? I remember she mentioning that, and she said it's there's rain, so it's cooling down. And I just asked her like, oh, like so I think she doesn't have a job right now, and like because of personal matter. And see, just from that simple information, right, I learned so much Vietnamese words. I learned because these Vietnamese words, they're words maybe I already know, but from a different dialect. I found, oh yeah, because she's from like a countryside or something. So I learned a bit about the countryside, uh, how she has like 6 chickens or something, and there's no aircon. Yeah, so I really enjoy that, learning about different uh different lifestyle, and just learning it in Vietnamese, hearing all these like brand new words I've never heard before. Yeah, that was really cool, good. Well, anyways, it doesn't stop there, and I don't know how this happened, but I ended up using third person. I ended up referring to myself as third person. So I, I think I've developed my character enough to the point where I could use third person. So the thing in Vietnamese is that you can kind of say like you can kind of speak to yourself in third person without it sounding too weird. I think maybe it's weird, but it feels pretty natural for me because I'm pretty used to it. Well, anyways, the third person thing is that before you would say like "men," I would say I really didn't know what to call myself. Right, in English you have "I," which is really neutral, but in Vietnamese you have like "men" or "am" and "tôi," and these words which don't really sound neutral as "I." They're kind of like very distant, very distant when referring to yourself. So it's always like a struggle for me to pick these and decide which word to use. It doesn't feel natural, It feels like I'm keeping my distance from the person. So, um, and saying those words too often, it's a bit jarring to the ears. Like if you say tôi là cái này, tôi or mình like that, mình đang làm cái đó, mình đang làm cái kia. It's very jarring to the ears. Even for me, my broken, yeah, even like I don't really like it. So I somehow ended up referring to myself as Danny. Like, hôm nay Danny hơi như vậy, Danny đang làm. Which is I think it's childish, but it's also a bit cute. I think And so I just started referring to myself as Danny, which somehow like fit fit the flow. Like she didn't have any problems with it. I don't know. like, like it went really smoothly how I transitioned into it. I never expected to call myself Danny in the third person while speaking Vietnamese to someone, right? And which kind of makes it really cute because then I was able to say chị xin có hát cho Danny được không, which is like, can you sing for me please, like, can you sing for Danny. In English it sounds so creepy, but in Vietnamese I swear it's not that creepy. And surprisingly she's like, okay, she's fine with it. She's like, let's go, let's sing. And she's like, what song should I sing? And she just picks she actually picks a really good song. I actually like the song. And the thing is that I prefer her version, to be honest. Her version of singing is way better than the one on YouTube. The one on YouTube is like EDM, but her version is I feel very authentic Vietnamese. So yeah, I I like I listen to it, I fall in love. No, I'm just kidding, but yeah, I listen to it and it sounds really good. It sounds really Vietnamese. Oh, sorry about my hair. I just had a shower. Well, anyways, yeah, she sounds really Vietnam like. I don't know what the technique is called, but it's like it's when the notes kind of bend into a few microtones, right? You know how music you got like whole tone and you got a semitone. Think of the piano, and not like if you play one, two, if you play each note is separated and it's called a semitone. But in like Asian music, you can also do like quarter tones, which I think she was doing. It's just some kind of bending quarter tone sound that's very Vietnamese, and it's very like nostalgic. Uh, Nostalgic. I mean, it is, but I feel like it's more like home. It feels like home to me when I hear that quarter tone sound. I don't know why, but it just feels. It feels like it's my core. Yeah, and she sings really good. I'm actually really impressed and mind blown. And uh, so that was a surprise that she likes music, I guess. I didn't expect that. And so uh, we just start talking about music, which uh, so I guess I asked her about like English music, and she listens to English music, and the English music she mentions or like she listens to are very like typical of a Vietnamese person listening to English music. I don't know how I know this, but it's just very typical. I feel like maybe I just have like faint memory of being in Vietnam and just having some kind of MP3 player and just hearing these songs before, like the exact same songs she mentioned. So these English music songs are very popular in Vietnam, probably, and which is kind of impressive, that these songs are heard all the way in the countryside of Vietnam. When you think about it, like that reach. Yeah, and we somehow end up talking about Justin Bieber. She likes Justin Bieber. I like Justin Bieber. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a good topic. And so I ask her, like, do you have a song that you want me to sing? So yeah, I don't. I feel that's a good character development. It's my singing. Oh yeah, and that's when she hits me with this line. I think you would have a good singing voice. I'm like, what? Really? That's like so kind. Oh, that's like so wholesome. Like she says in Vietnamese. Oh, I wish I recorded it, man. I would just cut that section and just repeat it, listen to it every day before I sleep or something. And yeah, so I don't know. Maybe she likes my normal speaking voice, and which was really unexpected to me because that's like such a huge compliment. and thinks that I will have a good singing voice. Wow, that's so like wholesome. That just warms my heart, man. Because that also kind of like implies that my speaking voice is uh, not not bad. You know, it's not repulsive. So that makes me more confident in my speaking voice. Because I'm really insecure about my speaking voice, and so I'm like, I'm all on board. That line just set me on board. I'm like practicing, and oh yeah, and I want to practice the song. And the song she suggested because she liked. I think she liked it because it was slow, which was not something I thought she would. Because she speaks really fast, so she likes this slow song. And it's "Love Yourself" by Justin Bieber. And so I practiced a little bit today, and yeah, I think it's manageable. I think I can if I practice enough, I can maybe get to like a passable level. Right now, I'm still learning, so it's still a lot, but it's not too complicated. I feel. Yeah. Anyways, that just blows my mind. Just speaking to, because at work I've connected to other girls as well. I work with Justin Bieber, and like these girls, that's a pattern I just noticed. These girls at work, they're like around like 5 years older than me as well. So, and for me to connect with a countryside Vietnamese girl with Justin Bieber, it's just mind blowing. You know, it's just something you don't expect to ever happen in your life. Thank you, Justin Bieber. No, but I genuinely like his songs. I think that especially Baby. I asked her if she knows Baby, and she's like, of course, she used to listen to it every day and stuff. Like, I'm like, oh, so wholesome. and uh, uh, but, it's just fun connecting to people, eh? And yeah, and so I'm just gonna practice "Love Yourself," so maybe I can sing it maybe soon. And, and her voice is really good. I've posted it on my Twitter, so I could maybe link it. And I've looked at other covers of that song on YouTube, and honestly, her one's the best one. I honestly did not expect her singing voice like to be that nice, and just to connect with someone music, and yeah, that was yeah. So that was I did not. I mean, I set it out to sing this year, and I did not expect to. And I'm glad I did. You know, from this experience, I'm glad I set it out to sing. I'm still not good at singing. That's the thing, but I kind of can like brute force some things about it. So I guess I'll practice until I'm at like a satisfiable level, like a passable level, and just sing it. I really like singing for people. I feel like it brings you closer to the person, and now I understand why singing like karaoke is so popular in Vietnam. Yeah, so that was my talk. I wrote a few more. Let me try look. Let me try see. Yeah, that compliment. I'm honestly. I hope I remember it for the rest of my life. That was such a like. I did not expect that comment at all. It just came out of nowhere and just made me feel so good. I think this whole week I'm gonna be good from that comment. I'm just glad I went to that chat room. I guess. Uh, oh yeah, when we talked about that song, she was saying how like there's a lot of drama in that song, and I don't think she listens to the lyrics. So I don't know if she's. But I just play along. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of drama. Hey. uh, this I'm noticing there's a lot of vagueness in the language. Eh? I don't know if she's talking about the yeah. I don't know if she's talking about the lyrics or just the drama at the time when the song was released. But yeah, I think that was a cute comment. Like, oh, drama. me see. Oh yeah, I did make her laugh another time, which was uh yeah, I just noticed all these times I made her laugh, it was all very on the spot. It was something I didn't really think too hard about it, you know. It just uh came naturally to me, and I just spontaneously mentioned it. And I think that's the best kind of humor, where it's natural and not like overly planned or like not overthinking it, right? Overthinking is scary because what if the joke doesn't land? What if it just goes over the head? I think that's part of it. I guess I think it's trial and error. Well, the joke I made was like I think in the background you could hear a lot of chickens, and so I just asked her, do those chicken have names?" Because I asked what her dog name was, and so which her dog's name was like Sita, like Sita, and so I asked her what her chicken name was. Just playing along with the joke. Right? Is this atmosphere? Anyways, I asked chicken. She's like, no, of course not. Like chickens don't have names. I'm like, how many chickens do you have? And then she's like, oh, 3 male, 3 female, or something. And I'm like, tasty. She just laughs. I'm like, ngon quá à. I don't know why I said that. I think, yeah, because at the start of this episode 2, right? I was saying how I was eating gum, and she's like, "Well, what are you eating rice with?" And I'm like, "Well, chicken." And then she just starts rambling about how tasty that sounds. There's like a Vietnamese way to describe things that's very, very like mouth watering, and like it, like you can. It's like their lips are like round and it's like drooling when they describe it. I don't know how they do it. And, and so when we're talking about chicken, I just say tasty back, and then it's just it's just perfect, landing perfectly. That's my second win of the day, you know. Just all natural wins, man. And I guess I vibe with her. I guess just flowing the flow. But I don't know about next time. I've honestly might just run out of things to talk about and stuff. So I've kind of I've written like things to talk about, but I don't know how it goes, or like when there's a third person. I guess you really don't know what it is, and you don't really know what's gonna happen, and you don't know how many. Yeah, but I feel like my baby Vietnamese, I mean, is really helping, because I guess it's kind of helping her English in a way, and it's kind of like destroyed like the tension in the atmosphere. It's just I'm honestly just like kind of trolling. She's kind of trolling, just just having fun, I guess. Cause I'm not really holding back or anything. I'm I'm kind of like just saying anything, even if it embarrasses myself. I'm not holding back, and yes, so far she's pretty helpful so far. Like, uh, yeah, so yeah, I don't know how I deal with silence, but yeah, I did not expect the singing. I think if the singing wasn't there, there'd be a lot more silence. And yeah, I feel more closer to her just from the singing. Yeah. So for let me think. Then this is the last section, which is next time. What next? So I'll plan a little bit better prepared, I guess. You know, weapons ready. The thing I noticed is that even though I learned a lot of new words today, I forgot them more. I've I wish I recorded the conversation, or maybe at least wrote the conversation down. Well, I wrote the new words I learned down. I had to ask quite a few times, maybe like 3 times, like, gay. What, this word, what does it mean? And yeah, and then they explain it, which I get, but yeah, I forgot it. Like, I just forgot it afterwards. I don't know why. And yeah, this was an eye-opening experience for me because, say I don't know, when I speak with other natives, yeah, yeah, I feel like there's a barrier that you have to break through, and that's like exposing yourself, that barrier, just that I've never broken through before, which is why maybe just shouldn't have broken it, kind of, I feel, which is why I've have good like conversation. And yeah, so the other people, I feel like that barrier's not broken, and so when I send a question, it's very and often ends up really dry, the question, because it doesn't really bounce back. The question doesn't, yeah, it's just answered, and then there's silence, and you don't really have much to go off with. Right, creating something to go off with, I just noticed, is very important, eh? Because from this interaction, it was based on things from before, from this character build up. Wow, I'm kind of surprised how I linked all of this up, right? The character build up and this all the jokes that I've stuck to, and I think she's sticking to the joke too. So she's very so we're both sticking to the character or jokes. I don't know if one of us is serious or not, but yeah. And yeah, that's given me a perspective of how enjoyable conversation can be. It's definitely when uh, you've like made a connection and have something in common, or like some kind of you can make each other laugh and uh, just go off, bounce off of each other. That's really fun, I feel, and you just gotta find the right person. Yeah, yeah. I guess I look forward to it. Maybe the next time I speak to her. Though I don't really know what, because my Vietnamese is, I feel, I don't know. Is that holding me back? I guess the important thing is I get my point across. Coming up with my point, I think that's the most important, and that's not really held back by like completely held back by Vietnamese. As long as I have those thoughts and get them over across, right? Because there were times when she like spoke to me and I didn't understand like a few words, but I could understand the point. So even when I asked her to clarify the words, I didn't know the point got across to me, and I feel like that just overcoming that barrier helps strengthen our connection. And so yeah, the point got across, even though it was explained in like Vietnamese and words I never heard before. The point is what is important, I feel. Yeah, and so yeah, that's something that I will work on. Uh, Having a good point to like communicate. Yeah, I did my fair share of questions this time, and it was interesting seeing how she answered. Right, fully native Vietnamese person answer a question. It's something I need to observe more because it's so different from what I'm used to. It's just the way they think is so different. It's very refreshing for me. Different in a good way, like very refreshing. And yeah, I think she's bored. She just does this, and her friends visit her, but maybe a bit lonely, I think. Like at the end, I went to sleep, so I left her alone. Yay or nay, I don't know. Because I did tell her, like, when I joined that I have to go to sleep soon, like in 20 or 30 minutes. And I did leave at that, like, 20 or 30 minute mark. And I just did, I told her, like, and she said she was, I don't know, her saying how she wanted to go sleep earlier. And I just told her, go sleep early, or like, before I leave. and yeah, I'm surprised I remember all of this. But I think that kind of made fun, like laugh a little bit. Yeah, what am I doing? I really like feeling emotions. When you feel emotions, you remember things better. Life is more colorful and there's more meaning to these memories. It's so nice. Is this normal? Like maybe this is normal for everyone, and it's just me that's like really appreciating these moments because uh, there was a period in my life where these moments didn't really exist. So I really appreciate these moments. And speaking of moments, there was one moment that happened that just had me laughing. She was laughing too. So throughout she didn't explain it to me like until like near the end. So throughout the call, throughout the chat room, her friends would come and like join, come and go, and they would just ask who I was. And like, who's this dude from Australia writing such like weird Vietnamese and speaking like weird Vietnamese? Like, who's this dude? And they say, and she just like, and they ask, like, is this your new friend? Is who? I think some of them have come by in our first visit, which I didn't realize. And they're like, oh, it's him, isn't he? Like the first visit. I guess there's like a network of Vietnamese people. And this time though, she doesn't. You know what she refers to me? She refers to me as like a phi com. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but uh, what it means is it's like a young boy who, who's attracted to older women. So she's like, Danny, like, yeah, he's my picom, me. Danny is my picom or something. I'm like, what the heck? She says that multiple times throughout the um yeah, throughout the call, which just goes over my head. I don't know what that is. I hear it a little bit, like a few times, and I finally ask her what it is, and she just starts laughing, and I start laughing. I'm like, what is it? And she's like, oh, it went, a young guy is with a older woman. uh, and and she hits me with that question like, so are you my ficom or not? I really need to learn that word, man. I really need to learn that word. And then, but yeah, I just say perhaps. I start memeing up another word, perhaps, perhaps. She's like, why? Like, yes or no? And I'm like, perhaps. So of course, memeing again, no yes or no answer. Man, I really don't know what would happen if I just say yes or no. What's the what does she want? If I say no, I don't know what happens. If I say yes, I don't know what happens. So yeah, honestly, don't know. I don't know what would happen if I say yes or no. Man, she's really like leading me on. To be honest, I don't know if it's a joke or not. uh, like, is this normal? Vietnamese girls like usually this leading on like this forward, right? Or am I the dull one? Like, is this obviously a sign? Is it? Because it's hard for me because my Vietnamese is so childish. Her Vietnamese is really good, by the way. It's like a book, and yeah, my Vietnamese is really childish. My voice, I guess, is. I think. I think. I don't know. I don't really like my. Yeah, I was insecure in my voice. So yeah, maybe I have to confirm that later. And so I don't really know any reasons why any girls would like push onto me. She keeps saying, "Oh, uh, she thinks I'm like handsome or that guy," but she's never seen my face. I don't have my profile picture as, uh, So all she has is, yeah, I don't have a profile picture as like anything. So yeah, she's honestly just based off my voice and personality, which is like way too soon. That's what I feel, way too soon. And of course, being the lonely virgin I am, I'll say yes, but no, I don't. I don't feel. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do in this situation. I just don't feel. I don't feel like it's right to say yes. So I just meme it up. Oh, that was a long tangent. Yeah, and yeah, whether this go deep or not, I don't know. Or am I overthinking it? I don't know. I just kind of want to have fun while improving my Vietnamese. In the meantime, no secret feelings, no secret thoughts. I think, but I really do like her company because, yeah, she's funny, she's interesting. uh, I really feel like I'm seeing like a new world when speaking of her. I really wonder where this will go. I hope it doesn't end up badly or anything like that. I just, I guess the only concern I have is whether I'll dry up on like humor and become boring or anything like that. But I feel like, yeah, because what I was gonna say was that I feel like I'm really exploring my Vietnamese self when I'm with her. Just when I'm, because I've never referred to myself as a third person Vietnamese with anyone else besides my mom. So just having a Vietnamese friend and speaking Vietnamese with them is like so new to me. It's uh yeah, yeah, it's so new to me. It's really refreshing for me, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, I just really hope we can stay friends, and I don't really know what her intentions are, man. How did I do these? They're like they're like, I guess, leading you on while also being mysterious about it in a way. Yeah, these games, bro. These games. Uh, yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up. Mm, yeah, that wraps it up. How long did I speak for? 52 minutes. Oh my god. I really spoke for 52 minutes. Wow. I just made a link. Have something exciting to do. Have a good experience. Yeah, when just I don't know, say, like when your heart's dancing, be in that state. The three things I just mentioned. Have a good experience, and your heart's dancing, and what was the third one? I forgot. Anyways, that could help speak. That could help you talk more when you recount the experience. Wow, they're not expected to be 1 hour. I work, by the way, in 3 hours. Wow. I wonder if like Vietnamese people feel the same way. Maybe not, because to me, speaking to Vietnamese people is so otherworldly in a way. Otherworldly. I just feel like when they speak with her, maybe they're bored of each other, and when they speak to someone like me with like all this with this half Vietnamese, half English, they're more refreshed. They're like more refreshed, and it's different. I reckon. I don't think it's something they'll meet often. Someone like speaks weird Vietnamese like me. Yeah, I don't think it's often because for me to speak this weird Vietnamese, I have to feel comfortable around that person, and I have to like you need a certain vibe to it. Yeah, so I'm just so I'm on cloud nine, I guess. Uh, yeah, I'm just glad I got the experience. which is actually like changing me inside. Because I really feel like the desire to connect with someone else like really strengthened inside me, and this is all thanks to just exploring other languages. And so I did write a last point, which I guess I'll talk about it to reach that 1 hour mark. And that last point is that even though my Vietnamese isn't that good, I still had fun. I still experienced something that I really treasure. I still, uh, yeah, still laughed a lot, uh, and yeah, despite sucking at the language, I still was able to create something precious. And I feel like that applies to a lot of things, you know. So, like my guitar is not that good, but I got a point. Yeah, my guitar is not that good. My Japanese is not that good, and I feel like that could apply to all of the same thing as my Vietnamese. So, what kind of good experiences have I encountered from these skills, despite not being the best at it? And looking back, I've encountered quite a lot. Oh crap! That point I was gonna say I lost it. Yeah, I got it. Thank God I didn't lose it. The point is that to do what you can do. So my Vietnamese is bad, but I can still do what I can do with it and make a great experience, right? And I can do the same with guitar. And an example of that is that I can make songs on guitar that sound good to me. And the other day when I visited my mum, I played guitar for her and she recorded me. I've never done this before, so this is the first. And so I just played the whole song. It was a long song, took 3 minutes. And my mum recorded me, and throughout the song she was like, "Hey, what? Like, oh, that's so good," and just encouraging me. It's very wholesome. And today when I was calling her, she said how she watched that video quite a lot. It's on her phone, so she's telling me how she watched it a lot, and she likes it. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that. Like, I just do what I can do, and uh, when you do it for someone else, like, it's honestly like the best feeling when you do it for someone else, right? Uh, Japanese has kind of been the gateway to all of this, and even though it's not uh, as good as I want it to be, it's still really bad, like really bad. But I can do things with it. I can. I think that's another point. I think that's a way to improve as well. Improve to get to the next level is to do things with what you can do. All right, so I think that's a good way to improve. Just do what you can. What was my first point? I forgot already. I literally forgot. I don't know. Yeah, so all of this happened within like 3 days. So I guess it's been a good 3 days. Even though today I didn't really do much today. Today I fell asleep after work and then I woke up at like 7. What the hell? I really want to fix my sleep schedule. Oops. My sleep schedule hasn't been the best, and that's been causing like my eyes to be really black. Yes, maybe I try to fix my sleep schedule tomorrow. You know why it's broken, right? No, you know why my sleep schedule is not it's broken, right? It's because of Hello Talk, and because I slept during the afternoon on a Sunday. Shouldn't have done that. Fuck, I gotta ban myself from sleeping in the afternoon. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So it's been an hour in 20 seconds. So I'll end it in 20 seconds. And yeah, this. Oh mate, I wish I experienced this sooner. Eh? I really wish. Well, I guess I experienced it now, and I still have a lot of time. Okay, bye bye. See you, champs.